Welcome back, Hunters. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, where as you can see, I've been a bit busy. We have the Elatrion high rank set, the full set, and the heavy bowgun, although we won't really be using it too much because, unfortunately, elemental ammo doesn't seem that strong back in this day, especially with other stuff that we have available to us. So it's kind of nice just to show off that the generation Elatrion's from, we did get the armor and the weapon for. But I have a correction I need to make, I suppose is the best way to put it. Because I don't know if it was previous episode or the episode before that, I mentioned that the Great Jaggy didn't get a change in G-rank armor, or appearance-wise. It did. I was just an idiot. It's not the most... like, when you see it as the full set, you'll notice differences. So this is, again, the... yeah, I can't really go up and down, I'm afraid. This is the Great Jaggy set from just low rank and high rank, and we'll put on the G rank one to show you guys. So as you can see, there are some changes. It's a lot more apparent when you can see the full armor set. So this is the Great Jaggy G rank. It has half stun, carnivore, recovery speed, attack. I mean, nothing too bad. It does have actually some outlier skills that are halfway to being built, such as the free element and the fate. But I don't think I would be reusing it too much. What I did encounter, though... well, actually, I have a lot to show off, because I also have the Sedeus set and the Arc Precursor done. But we'll show off the Arc Precursor in just a moment. But this is the Sedeus G rank. I gotta say, it's a very good set for a certain build that, if any of you guys have played 3 Ultimate, you may be familiar with, because it gives you the Hearing, the free element, and the destroyer. So that's pretty nice to have on that set. Then I also was able to make the Goldbeard Sedeus set. And I gotta admit, I don't know if it's just because of the color, but it feels like the regular Sedeus just has a bit more crisper or sharper kind of coloration to it. Like the gold, or the yellow and the gold on this set, it just doesn't seem to be as sharp in contrast. Like, it feels like it's kind of muddled a bit for how it blends with the black. And this one gives you the hearing... I don't think it gives expert. It gives the hearing, the loading, the water attack, and the recoil down. So, unfortunately, the Sedeus sets aren't that good unless there's a specific build you're aiming for. One set that is very, very good, though, is one I actually saved as a set, which is the G-rank Great Roggy, which, as much as the appearance hasn't changed, it gives you a lot of effects, or a lot of skills you can plug into. What it comes with base is the team player, the eating, the normal up, and the defense lock. But if you have the right decoration of, say, a team leader and tenderizer... oh no, actually, team player actually had to look at building in. So what does this come with as base to it? The normal up, the eating, the defense lock must be it, but... yeah, so on the set we have Tenderizer gems into the Arc Precursor, Pierce Jewels there, Tenderizer, Pierces. Basically just to build out the set so that way it has a lot of goodies to it, because, again, this is a lot of skills to actually have active. Team player, eating, Pierce up, normal up, and Tenderizer, like, those 3 are amazing to get on a gunner set. And then Defense Lock is just kind of a random one in there. Another thing, too, is how bloody strong the heavy bowguns start getting in G-rank. Because this is with the limiter removed. The Arc Precursor is at 486 attack right now. That is nuts. And we're going to definitely be putting that to use. I just have to look at putting some stuff away. I also have to thank a commenter from one of my other videos, or one of my previous episodes. You know what? I'm going to probably get a black screen here for a moment, but I want to look up and just make sure I've got their name right. Because I've done it in the past. I do apologize for those mistakes. It was... change that option. Renatra Co. Or Renatra QO. They mentioned that the... come on, come back to me. There we go. They mentioned that the Book of Combos, you don't need... well... depending on where you're crafting, you don't always need them in your inventory. In 3 Ultimate, you do need them in the inventory to give you the crafting boost during the hunt. However, the only thing I'm really crafting are the ammos. and you don't need all the books for that, so I think I could get away with just the 2 and free up some inventory slots there. Is there anything else I want to pick up? I think actually just basically buying from the shop, and then we can do some more G rank hunts. And today we're probably going to be dealing with the Ludroth pair. I've already hunted down the Purple Ludroth, just because I wanted to be able to get the Arc Precursor made and shown off as soon as I can, because I do love just the model and the look of the Mobideus. It is such a good looking heavy bowgun. And I mean, it does fit one of my favorite monsters, Sedeus, so that's another reason. But if we look at our status, now it says we're actually at 511 attack. I don't know if that's because I have these guys along with us, who I'm actually going to change you, because I needed the Pitfall Mask for doing a little bit of capture stuff to get the materials for the Elatrian armor. But I'm going to keep Kiamba with the Ultimate Mask because it's basically a nice distraction tool. We'll go to the tavern. And we'll just see about hunting down a couple of Ludroth to... Oh! What do you got to say? Excuse me, sure been a lot of hunts lately. Yeah, so there's the ticket in the pouch. We'll store that away. And we'll have a nice thing of food. I just love how strong this... Actually, you know what? I want to do this and that, and let's try to get... Actually, no, we'll do this to make sure we get both effects. Let's go for Sharpshooter. The Arc Precursor... It didn't gain the normal 3. It did gain Pierce 2 capability, but the normal 2 is just going to be so... Oh, that's disappointing. So strong. What does that put us up to? 520... We have broken the 500 threshold with this, and we've only started into G rank. This is insane. Okay, so... We'll start off... no, the Plesios will probably do their own episode on. So we need the Fisherman's Tail, and then the Poison Control. So everything's looking pretty good here. Let's just head on out and go for the hunt. Now, there is a new look for the Royal Ludroth. It seems like if they weren't brought over from Portable 3rd, the monsters may have new armor looks in G rank. I'll have to, again, double check every hunt and see. But if you guys do have armors you'd like to see or full sets you'd really like to see, just let me know in the comments, and I can work at trying to grind and get those into the next video or a future video. But this has... Look at all the normal capacity on this sucker. So this has how many shots? I think it's 11? Yeah, 11 normal 2. Basically, 9 reloads, and we have all of our normal 2 used up for the Arc Precursor. And I love the look of it as well. On here, I mean, again, it almost seems like the... kind of bleeds a bit into the black, whereas on the previous versions of the heavy bowgun, it didn't look like that as much. But the Arc Precursor is definitely going to be a staple again, as it was through our high rank quests. Like, look at that, already got the crest broken on a G rank Royal Ludroth. It's just so... Nope. Actually thought it was going to turn and get us there. Having the Tenderizer and the shot bonus is ridiculously powerful. I do wish we had gotten the Sharpshooter just to make it even more stupidly strong. And there's still one more upgrade I can get for the Arc Precursor 2 to get it to basically the final form of its heavy bowgun. And if you guys do play 3 Ultimate and you do look for being basically a gunner, I know heavy bowgun you basically really want to aim at getting the limiter put on, or removed, sorry. The limiter has to come off to get the superpowered stuff, really. So, heavy bowguns, there's not too much of a reason to keep the crouching fire. You might be able to shoot more ammo faster, but between the power barrel and the limiter combination, I think it's just so much raw damage that you would be giving up to keep the crouching fire on. It's not super worth it. Multiplayer-wise, it'd probably be quite a bit different, but solo like I am, I do think the limiter off and the heavy bowguns with the power barrels are going to be our best bet. Once we get later and further into G rank, I'm probably also going to look at changing this set a bit and getting the evade distance on it. Because as heavy bowgunner, that extra distance for the evasions are really, really helpful. It gets you both out of danger a lot easier and can line up better shot opportunities faster. Yeah, we're going to definitely bully the Purple Royal Ludroth quite a bit here. All you basically have to do is keep aiming for the head, and yeah, this is going to be the last kind of full clip we'll have of Normal 2, but I have the materials to combine more. And try to dodge towards the head on that roll, because that's kind of the safer zone than aiming for the tail. Oh, and that is also why Cha-Cha is a nice, yeah, Cha-Cha, I usually give the mask to get us some more materials a bit easier. He does only get us basically one per monster in a quest, so it's not a super large amount, and I may change that up. But I love getting those slime damage, or the slime bursts off, because they're a good chunk of damage. There's actually the Sedeus G-rank set, not the Goldbeard, but the Sedeus one that has the free element, is heavily used in Blast Bow set using the Kelpie Slingshot. And I admit I used that for farming Elatrion because they gave Elatrion garbage hit zones back in this generation. Like, absolutely terrible. I think the highest is only 25. Now, without any context, you might not know what to make of that, so in base World and Iceborne, I believe the 3 stars in the Hunter notes for, like, a monster weak spot meant they had a weakness area, or a hit zone value of 45 or higher. So if we kind of use 3 stars as the milestone of the hit zone value, that means a 1 star might be about 15. So Elatrion's best sort of a weak spot for gunners to aim for isn't even a 2-star weakness on a weakness chart. Just to kind of give you guys a little bit more info if you're only like a World and Iceborne fan, or you haven't played any of the previous games to look up hit zones. So tricks like Weakness Exploit, they do nothing for you on old school Elatrion, unless you're a sword or, well, Blade Master. That's why the slime build is kind of recommended, because it not only helps you work at getting the part breaks easier for, like, the head, but also just because you're not going to do old... Oh, yeah, poor Royal Ludroth. See if we can't get you down quick, and then we'll go after your brightly colored brother, or cousin. But that's why I use the slime build, and I do recommend farming it, because just to make the heavy bowgun alone for Elatrion is a heavy resource cost. You need 2 Sky Piercers, which are much more difficult to obtain in the older game, because the only way Elatrion will have a chance of giving you them in rewards is if you break both of his head, or both horns on him. Which is not an easy task when you, again, have that disadvantage of the terrible hit zones with the gunner weapons. And Elatrion's biggest weakness is Dragon Element, which, for some reason, gunners have always been mostly denied the reliability, or it's basically not as accessible or usable as any of the other elemental types. I was really hoping Rise would also change that, and we'd actually just get a proper dragon element. Just make it a lot harder to come by, but still give us as gunners a better and more reliable option to get that. Unfortunately, I think we're still stuck to the only 3 rounds of dragon per time, and fairly limited for combining capacity. Maybe 13 total? Maybe it's more with Rise, we'll have to see. But anyway, focusing back on this one, that's Royal Ludroth done. We'll go take a peek at the armor, and then we'll head out and take on Purple Ludroth. And actually, I need to check, this set doesn't have poison on it, does it? Surprisingly not, no. That's a bit of a weird change for being the Roggy set. I thought it would have gained that instead of, like, the defense lock, but... I mean, we'll take it. Again, this is a superb gunner set to start into G rank with. Okay. I'm out of box? Oh, no. Okay, you know what? I can take all the rewards, thankfully, but I didn't realize I was out of box space. I'll have to go in and actually do some... Oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to... Oh, no, see... I'm going to sell that, actually. I was thinking I could use the gloves off set with the Elatrian set, but Elatrian set has no decoration slots whatsoever, not in weapon or armor. So I can't really build... Oh, right. Okay, we definitely have to do some cleaning up in here. Just like... Yep, we are entirely full up, so what can I look at getting rid of? Get rid of that, get rid of that. That can go. Get rid of that. So that's a start. What do I have a lot of? I want to keep... I don't probably need that many tranquilizers, so we'll get rid of one of those. One of the catalysts. One of the paintballs, one of the bomb pacings. This is my problem, is as a gunner, I've almost like been trained to hoard stuff. And it's not bad when you have a lot of box space for it. However, we're still fighting to make up more room, so... Oh, Lord. Okay, yeah, I definitely have a lot more things here than I really need. Oh, and you know what? I'll even... Yeah, I don't need that much raw meat. Holy crap. I mean, this is the part of Monster Hunter where you guys might not see too often, is actually having to manage inventory space. Oh, look at all the poisons. And the empty files. Okay, I still have a crap ton of ammo that I actually... Okay, well, those all blend together, but... Oh man, look at all the thunder I got. And one freeze. Okay, that's at least that cleared up. The poison, I'm even going to get rid of more. Okay, where else? Yeah, we'll get rid of some broken shells. I want to keep all the honey because I definitely need that for crafting. You know what? Yeah, we'll get rid of that. Okay, let's keep going along. Okay, yeah, the fish I actually want to keep because that's one I need for my crafting. You know, we'll get rid of... What's the other one for the Thunderbug? 22? Yeah, I'll get rid of that. And I'll go a bit further. I've got to have more... Here we go. The Wyvern Fangs, I think I can get rid of... Yeah, we'll get rid of a few stacks of these. And then those are all about the same. Okay, Monster Bone's small. I was using a lot of those for boomerangs. I don't need that... There we go, much better. It's at least some slots freed up. I'll probably have to do a bit more in my own spare time, kind of cleaning that up, but at least we have room for materials in there for now. And we'll stock up quickly. And, wow, that's already it. I just need to try to get some more berries for the normal 2s. Which you don't have on sale. Okay, we'll have to go into the box again. And I just want to see, is there anywhere else that I have, like, a lot of stuff just kind of, like, excess? You know what, the Wyvern Fangs I'm going to reduce a bit. I will probably need them for when I have to go more into Pierce 1 and 2 for shots. I'm just trying to free up wherever I can, because I've got so much that I've accidentally stockpiled. And I think I've bought all the stuff that helps you kind of, like, maximize your box space, too. But that's done, let's properly look at the armor. So, we talked to the smithy here. We'll start with the chest because I think that's the one that really shows off like the most. So, this is the Ludroth kind of chest piece. It changes up quite a bit to be more like a jacket vest of sorts. And then I have done Purple Ludroth, so you can see it's just a little bit of a color swap. So it basically builds towards healing stamina, water attack, and then the other one goes for poison stamina, status, hunger. So it's, I mean, they're not something I would think I'd use too much as a gunner. If you were to be using bow, I would probably recommend it, and it might not be a bad one to build the water attack with. And then I do just want to switch over to the Goldbeard Sadeas for a moment, just kind of show you guys more what I was talking about for that armor. Yeah. So it almost, again, it looks like it kind of like muddles or is bleeding into the black a bit more, but when we go over to the other armor, it doesn't seem to be that, like that's the case. Like, the biggest thing I notice is in the head there, is it looks a lot more crisp along the horns and kind of even in the centerpiece on the helmet. Although actually it's definitely a lot more crisp on the outer details of the horns. In the middle there, you see much more of like the hive coloring. Yeah, it might just be because of the coloring, but it's so like muddled and like dirty that I think it kind of takes away from Goldbeard as a full appearance. Because it definitely does not look quite as nice and crisp as, say... Like, let's just turn you a bit and look at the gloves, because I think that's another area. Yeah, it just looks so much sharper on the Sadeas that I think they went the wrong direction for the Goldbeard stuff, but... Again, the skills aren't the greatest for what I'm usually gunning with, so we're going to stick to the Great Roggy. I mean, I really do like the Great Roggy set with the little shoulder pad there. They really nailed the asymmetric designs for the gunner armor in Monster Hunter. I don't know if we'll ever see it come back, but it'd be nice if we could. Maybe post-Rise we'll see something return like that. For now, though, we're going to get the Sharpshooter again. There we go. And we'll embark to go after the Purple Ludroth now. Just do a double check. Yeah, we're all stocked up. Let's head on out. I don't know if I'll do a lot more videos that are these two monsters, one hunt, or no, two hunts, one video sort of thing. Just because I don't know how well you guys like that. Do you prefer one monster on a short video or two on a longer video? It's kind of see how you guys handle G rank and how badly the first video did to turn some of you guys away with what I did in that one. We will never speak of it again. We will just remember that mistakes were made and move on. So let's take you down quickly, and then we'll be all set to go after... Well, we have a number of options, actually, for next week. We've got the two Plesioths, the two Rathians, and the two Kurapekos. And I know the Kurapekos will probably be fun because of the shenanigans they can get up to for us, or trouble they can call in. But again, I'll leave it to see what you guys think in the comments about if there's kind of an order you'd like to what we see next. I am thinking of making the Kurapeko armor set because it is another unique G-rank looking set. But we will try to show off all of them, of course. Or at least show off some pieces of them. Ow. Yeah, I forgot one of my, well, not my golden rules, but a good golden rule to have with Monster Hunter. Never stand against the wall. Always try to be in the middle, so that way if you get pushed or thrown somewhere, you aren't just thrown against, like, the monster's path if it charges again. Or it's charging at you. Try to always have the middle area, or the center ground. So that way you have more opportunity to move, and you can't be cornered or pinned too easily. And another thing we have to watch out for, too, is poison here, or purple. He has the noxious poison, which I think Toby Kadachi is the only one who really shows it off in Iceborne. But it's that noxious poison that just melts your health bar away if you get hit. You can also tell it's the noxious one because of the coloration of the attack. Like, that's your standard poison. just that right kind of vivid purple. It's the much darker... I'm not even sure what I would call that. Lavender? I honestly have no idea, like, the names of shades of hues, so... Hard to say, but it's the much darker purple that, when he spouts out, that is almost like a reddish tint to it. That's the noxious. Like, that right there. Those are noxious poison attacks. Giganox in high rank actually use them. And that's actually something we'll have to try remembering. Is I might want to look at bringing a poison resistance set when I go after those Giganox, or the regular Giganox. Because the noxious poison will drain your health. It just melts you. And let's just make that up quick. And get out of the way of that little run. Oh. Okay, so he's changing zones. But this, again, is going to be a very quick hunt. This is why I can squeeze the 2 monsters in for 1 video. It's... yeah, you just do your blips. Oh, you little buggers. You know, I'm just going to take care of you so that way you're not a problem any longer. In G rank, the little guys become much more annoying because they basically become less scared and they also have no wind-up to their attacks. You guys saw how the great Roggy and Jaggy and Baggy changed quite a bit for how fast they were for their attacks, so... Oh, thank you, Cha-Cha. Yeah, it's basically like a repeat of the regular Royal Ludroth. I don't think it'll be too much longer now, although we do have to be careful because I did see our health get drained pretty quick with the... There we go, back in the safe zone. Early G rank, I'd probably say try to keep a bit of a... You don't have to practice a super high health threshold, but definitely be wary of it, because you're not going to be able to get away too much with that in higher G rank quests. Like, even right now, I'm still going to take the potion to get us up a little bit to that area of, okay, I can take a hit at this and survive still. Not that I want to take the hit, but safety precaution. He's going to do the spin. Yeah, I'm definitely going to want to get the evade distance as we get into higher quests in the G rank. Because it's going to turn from not so much needing the damage requirements that will run out of ammo, but more so we have to survive to use that ammo up. We've already got him limping and on his way out, so we can just chase after him. But then that should be the Ludroth pair done, and we can look at tackling the next monsters. I mean, it depends on how fast some of the hunts go. Like, the Crew of Pekos, I can probably do another video like this, where it's regular, then Crimson. The Rathian and Plesioth might be a bit different, just because Rathian is usually... They use Rathian more as a health tank than Rathlos, so... We'll have to see, though. Again, your feedback, you guys let me know what you prefer, show off multiple monsters per video, or just one at a time, to fully kind of show off what they're capable of. There we go, though. Yeah, and the Arc Precursor, if you need the Flood Sacks, I feel like you get them more readily from Purple Ludroth, which is odd, because he doesn't use water attacks. I mean, technically, I guess you could say they are water, but they're just poisoned water. You get what I mean. It's basically he doesn't give you Water Blight or use water damage against you. But he's... Like, first quest I did against him, I got the 3 Flood Sacks I need to upgrade to the Arc Precursor, so... If you have to upgrade using, or you need a weapon... If you have a weapon or armor that needs Flood Sacks, hunt the Purple Ludroth. It has a pretty high drop rate for those. And just pretty small amount of rewards, but still appreciated nonetheless. And just save there. And that brings us to the end of our hunt there. And you've got a little bit for us. Yeah, nothing from the Ultimate Mask. The Ultimate Mask, it's basically full utility. It doesn't gather, carve, etc. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I think there's a rare chance it'll actually carve things like tails or possibly monsters if you down them. Well, maybe not. Maybe it is just tails. I'm not too sure now. I'm just going to stock up again on stuff, and I don't think there's really anything else to super go over because we've done pretty well this episode. As for armors, I did do a bit of a better look on things like the baggy and the Lagombi just to make sure. Sadly, no changes there, so there's nothing really too much I can comment on with that. The Arshan set is actually a very good light bowgun set. Well, it's not a full set because it is just the chest, the arms, and the legs. It doesn't have the head or waist, but that lets you figure out something else in them. The only thing, and I'll give you guys a tip if you are playing or have played 3 Ultimate or trying to get into it, if you have something like, say, the Arshan legs here, and they need Meldspar ore, that you normally only get from the G-Rank Volcano. But if you can eat for a Feline Explorer and go to the Sandy Plains, you can actually have a pretty good chance of mining it from the secret area in there. So, if you want to try to get those good things early, try getting the Explorer and going for one of the quests. That is the... Actually, you know what? We'll go show off which quest it is, although any Sandy Plains quest will work. The one I was farming rather steadily was the Sweltering Showdown here. And the reason being, this one also gives you Conqueror Seals, which you use for making the Sadeas and Goldbeard Sadeas armors, but tips aside, we will leave this episode of Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate right here. Thank you all very much for watching. If you do like the video or the series, be sure to give us a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure to leave them in the comments right down below. I am also, again, taking requests for order of what monsters you'd like to see next, or if there's any armors you'd like to see us get, I can display them in-game as well. Until I catch you all in the next episode, though, survivors and hunters, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and happy hunting!